The Cake Bake Shop has an all-new menu, so you know I had to come check it out. Located on Disney's Boardwalk, the Cake Bake Shop is known for their extremely high prices and extremely average food. We're gonna try it all, so let's see if this food is actually worth it. I've dined at this restaurant on opening day, for breakfast, for afternoon tea. I've gotten treats at their bakery next door. But now we're here to try some of their new menu items. But before we go over any of the food, let's talk drinks, because I noticed a ton of new drinks on this menu, and as you can see, this list of signature cocktails is very long. It feels like it goes on and on and on. And actually, the only one on the menu that I've tried before is the Black Swan, which is their version of an espresso martini. It was pretty tasty, definitely not my favorite at Disney World, but it was pretty enjoyable. Now, some of the new drinks that I noticed that caught my eye would be the Brulee Martini here with gin, rosé, and violet. That definitely sounds right up my alley, as does this Orange Blossom Martini with peach, orange, and fresh squeezed lemon juice. That sounds really refreshing and good. But then I noticed this new Gwendolyn's Swan, which is like a flavored espresso martini with a little bit of like raspberry. So I feel like we gotta go for that, right? So we are starting off our meal with the Gwendolyn's Swan with Kettle One vodka, espresso, Chambord, 5 Farms Irish cream liqueur, and Ghirardelli white chocolate for $22. Of course, this is adorned with some glitter on top, and I actually like the touch of the flower. As for the glass, I feel like this is a blind taste test of an espresso martini, because yes, I can see the top of the martini here, but I can't see the contents and what's actually inside of the cup because it's not see-through, so I don't really know what I'm going to be getting. Is it going to be a creamy espresso martini, or is it going to be a black espresso martini? I have no idea what I'm getting into here, but hopefully it's good. Cheers, guys. From my initial analysis, it is definitely a very creamy espresso martini. I can almost taste no liquor in here except for the Chambord, which is a raspberry flavored liquor in here, which they went, I feel like, with the perfect amount of Chambord actually. It's not overdone and it's not too light. Like, there's the perfect raspberry flavor in here, which I really like. I like that flavor of like the white chocolate as well. It pairs really nicely. It was actually really funny. When I went for my second sip of the espresso martini here, I like accidentally breathed out through my nose and the glitter like shot up into my face. I think I still have some glitter on my nose actually, but I like it. I might like it more than the like original espresso martini that they have here, but I feel like I'm cheating on Megan upstairs at the Bellevue Lounge. If you didn't know, Megan, the bartender at the Bellevue, right here at the Boardwalk, she makes a right down Main Street espresso martini with Chambord and chocolate. It's like a chocolate raspberry espresso martini. It's so good. And this is kind of similar. It's raspberry and white chocolate instead of regular chocolate though. And I feel like I'm cheating on Megan by getting another raspberry chocolate martini here just below the Bellevue. But this is pretty good, although I don't taste like any alcohol, like I said, other than the Chambord. It's not very strong in that aspect, but it's certainly tasty. Yeah, I like it. I just remembered, this is $22. That is one expensive espresso martini. They usually run you around like $17 to $18 at Disney World. So this is a couple dollars more, and it's a lot weaker in alcohol than most other ones you'd find around, so. It's expensive. All right, we're working on our drink. They have the dessert menu out on the table tempting us, but now it's time to go over all of this new food. If we look at the hors d'oeuvres, the only new hors d'oeuvre on this menu is the charcuterie board, which you can see is pretty pricey, $48. That might be the most expensive charcuterie board here at Disney World. I'm gonna have to order it one time for science to see what's actually on it, if it's worth it, and how large it is for that price. But we're not gonna try it out today because I wanna try this soup of the day, which is new. I'm not sure how much or how often they're actually changing it up, but I heard today it is a tomato soup, which they're offering in a cup or a bowl. And speaking of, they also added this option to add lump crab to your gumbo. So you could make a $42 bowl of gumbo here if you wanted. If you got the bowl and then added the crab, that put you at $42, which is just absolutely crazy. There aren't any new salads here, but if we move on to our lunch entrees, we'll find a couple of new options. So this mushroom parmesan quiche is new, as is this chicken Caesar sandwich, which sounds really good. And then they have these new hand-breaded chicken tenders as well. So we're kind of gonna order a bunch of this new food. I'm curious to try it out, and I'm gonna let you know if any of this new stuff is worth ordering. The first thing that's arrived is our soup of the day that's served with a freshly toasted half of a French baguette for $13. I'm not one to necessarily ever order tomato soup, or at least go out of my way to order tomato soup. I enjoy tomato soup when it's served with a grilled cheese, but if it's the soup of the day, or if it's just like a cup of tomato soup, I'm never really gonna order it. I got it for this video and to try all the new things for this video, but I am so happy I got it because this looks so good. It looks like it has potential to be some of the best tomato soup I have ever tried, and mainly in part due to that, I was told it's cheese on the top. There's like some crunchy croutons in it, and then I was told it's cheese, but it kind of looks like buttery. I don't know, it looks so good. I stirred it on up already, and it just made it like even creamier. This looks so delicious, and I'm not even much of a tomato soup person, unless it's with the grilled cheese, but I'm very excited for this one, so let's see how it is. That is definitely different, and in a good way. I really enjoy it. I almost taste a little bit of lemon. There has to be some type of citrus in here, and along with the citrus, there's a little bit of spice in here as well, which I like. It's not super cheesy, which I was hoping. I thought that like glob on the top was goat cheese because it looked like it could have been goat cheese, which I think goat cheese in here would be just so phenomenal. That would really put it over the edge, but goat cheese or not, this is really good tomato soup, which it takes a lot for me to say that because I would never just eat tomato soup straight up like this. And I really like these croutons in here too, because they've gotten a little bit like soggy. Like the outside, the crust on the outside is still a little bit crispy, but the inside is so soggy because it's just like soaked up all of that yummy soup that it's just like perfect. And we've also got this French baguette here, and it's served with like their good European butter as well. But this French baguette here with the soup, I feel like it's gonna be great as well. I gotta say, the Cake Bake Shop, they know how to do a soup here, except for their French onion soup. I am not a fan of their French onion soup, but their chicken velvet soup, I think, is their best thing on the menu. And now I'm a fan of their tomato soup here as well. I'm curious to see how their other soups of the day are. I asked how often they're changing up this soup, and they let me know that they're trying to change it up, if not every day, every couple of days. But they've really been loving this tomato soup here, so they've had it on the menu for a little bit longer. But if you guys see the tomato soup, even if you're not a big tomato soup person, come try it out, because even though I'm not, I like it. I do wish they had an option to add on like a grilled cheese with this, because I feel like if you could add like a grilled cheese for an additional like 10, 15 bucks, I would totally do that. And that would be like a must order for me. But tomato soup is great. We're going a little soup and sandwich because next up we're going to try this chicken Caesar sandwich. This has roasted chicken breast with sun-dried tomatoes, Parmesan, romaine, and Caesar dressing on a toasted baguette for $26. Although it is no surprise at this point because I have had their sandwiches before, this sandwich here is too served with a side arugula salad. I feel like if you're paying over $20 for a sandwich, it should be served with French fries. But yeah, we have a salad here, which I believe has some Parmesan on it that isn't even freshly shaved. It looks like that Parmesan that you get like out of the fridge in that shaker, but I'm just gonna hope it's freshly shaved, although it doesn't look like it. As for the sandwich, it does look good. I am very happy to see some chicken Caesar representation on a menu. I feel like there's really not anywhere around Disney World that you can get a chicken Caesar sandwich or a wrap. Like, there's not a lot of chicken Caesar wrap or sandwich representation around Disney World, right? Is there anywhere else? There's, of course, chicken Caesar salads, but no wraps or sandwiches. At least that I can think of right now. This might be one of the only places. And it looks good, but it's really like not stacked high at all. There's really not much chicken or anything on here. I thought initially it was like lunch meat chicken, but it is not. It is like actually fresh shaved chicken, maybe like rotisserie chicken, but it's like a little thicker than lunch meat. It is actual chicken. I don't know if you could tell from the video, but it is. I'm telling you in person, it is actual chicken. But enough talking. Let's see how this sandwich here actually tastes. Guys, what's going on? This might be the best meal I've ever had at Cake Bake. This is a damn good chicken Caesar sandwich. I think it really all comes down to the bread. The bread on here is so good. It's the same bread that you get with the tomato soup or any of the soups that you order. And the bread really makes this. It's like the perfect French baguette. It's so toasty on the outside that it really just makes for the perfect sandwich bread. I feel like you don't usually get a chicken Caesar, whether it be a wrap or a sandwich, with this kind of like shaved rotisserie chicken, or at least when I get them, I don't. It's usually some type of like grilled chicken, but I really like the use of this kind of shaved chicken here. It works. And those sun-dried tomatoes, perfect on here. I love the flavor that they're giving this sandwich. The Caesar dressing has a great lemony kind of flavor, and there's just enough on here to where it's not like overly saucy, but it kind of coats everything perfectly. Now I will say, there's not enough chicken on here, but I feel like this sandwich needs like two different ratings, two different scores, if you will, because it needs a value rating, like a worth it rating, and it needs a taste rating. Because if we're just talking about taste, this tastes fantastic. The flavor is so good. The proportion of everything works because the bread is thin. There's not a lot of lettuce. There's not a lot of sun-dried tomatoes. For the amount of dressing and for the little amount of chicken, this all works. Like, the flavors all work. But for the amount that you're paying, $26 for the sandwich is astronomical. But it tastes really dang good. $26 is really hard to justify spending on a sandwich, but if you're okay with spending $26 on a sandwich, I would say get this because it is fantastic. I wonder if they have this sandwich in the bakery so you could kind of grab it and go, because that would be the perfect little lunch kind of on the go from the Boardwalk. And I also wish they had this sandwich in the You Pick Two option on the menu, because on the menu they have this offering where it's like pick a half of a sandwich and a salad, or a half of a sandwich and a cup of soup, and you could kind of make that your meal. But currently they're not offering the chicken Caesar sandwich or the soup of the day in that kind of menu offering there. But if they did, I'd say the tomato soup and the chicken Caesar sandwich would be like the perfect little combo there, but not currently offered. But man, our meal so far has been really good. And I was noticing, you can see our Espresso Martini now. Look at that. It can't hide from us much longer. It really looks like hot chocolate, no? It's like the same color as hot chocolate. So it's definitely on the more creamy side, but I thought it would be a little more like white, if you will, because of that white chocolate. But no, it's a lot more darker, like hot chocolate. The final new savory thing we have to try on the menu are the chicken tenders, which are crispy hand-breaded tenders served with fries and homemade ranch for $25. So I'm not sure what the heck is going on here today at the Cake Bake Shop, but these chicken tenders look fantastic. I don't know if you guys saw the post that they made about these tenders on Instagram, but I saw it. And I was like, they don't really look that great. In my opinion, when I saw that video, I thought they just looked like regular Disney World chicken tenders. That's what they looked like in the video. But in person, I don't think they look anything like a regular Disney World tender. In fact, they look nothing like they looked in the video. They look completely different in person. They almost look like the old Chili's chicken tenders. They're huge. These are 3 absolutely humongous chicken tenders that we've got here, and they look so good and crispy. When they put these down, I was like, I was shook. because they just look so good. But I want to break this in half. They're piping hot, absolutely piping hot. Oh my God, it's burning my hand. But look, you can see like how thick the batter on the outside is and just how thick the chicken itself is. I am very impressed by everything, but also like very impressed by this chicken here too. Let's try this chicken. I'm having a hard time trying to make out exactly how I feel about these tenders. On one hand, I really like them. The chicken on the inside is incredibly juicy and the batter is really flavorful. But then on the other side, they're a little bit weird because that batter is so thick and almost like eggy. I don't know if you can kind of tell just how like thick the batter is, and it doesn't really stick to the chicken. It's kind of just like its own entity almost, and you can see like just how thick, and I feel like you could tell how like eggy and yellow that batter is. Like, here we go. I could kind of just like peel the batter off, and you could see the color of that batter. It like wants to be a tempura batter, but then on one hand, it's like an eggy, pancakey kind of consistency and texture. Like, it's good, but also a little strange at the same time. I feel like they look a little bit better than they might be. Like, maybe it's almost a funnel cakey kind of batter, and I feel like that's very evident in this bottom piece down here. I don't know. I'm just letting you know in case you have kids, because these are also the kids' chicken tenders. I know kids can be like very picky with their chicken tenders. I feel like kids potentially might not enjoy these because they're different. They're just very different than any other chicken tender that I've had before. As for the fries, last time I had them, I believe they were just your typical Disney fry, but this time they look like they have some type of Cajun seasoning on them. Very salty. But they're just okay. I wish they were kind of like fresh cut fries, you know? So overall, the tenders are fine, but I probably would not get them again. The chicken Caesar sandwich and the tomato soup, however, would definitely get again. It has been on our table this entire time, so it is finally time to take a look at the dessert menu. Obviously, Cake Bake is known for the desserts, specifically their cakes, which are all listed out right here. One slice of cake is, in fact, $22. Now, they do have one cake that is not on the menu. Their current seasonal slice is a chocolate peanut butter cake. I hear it is very good, so we might have to try that out. Now, they also have another new slice, this gluten-free black and white cake. My friend Allie, who has celiacs, has already tried this out, and she said it's very good. This replaced the gluten-free mint cake, so if you do have a gluten allergy, you might want to try this out here. Now, as far as other new desserts on this menu, I am seeing this lemon blueberry Marie Antoinette is new, which is kind of like a macaron, and you guys know me and my lemon blueberry, so that sounds so good. But $15 for a macaron, guys, that is so crazy. But lemon blueberry, I am tempted. We might have to check it out. And yes, there is a third page to this dessert menu here, and you'll notice there are some new ice cream sundaes. We have a Pixie Fetti sundae, a Millionaire sundae, and this brand new Pixie Fetti Cake Bake Cake Shake. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. And their last new dessert offering is this $12 sugar cookie. $12 for a sugar cookie is crazy. Now, if I'm not here trying the new desserts on the menu, my go-to sweet treat at the Cake Bake Shop is actually this raspberry jam crumble bar. Not only do I think it's the tastiest thing that they offer, but I also think their bar desserts are like the most reasonably priced things. Obviously, some of the things are just a little bit crazy, like a $12 cookie or a $22 slice of cake, but $11 for a bar dessert I feel like is one of the more reasonable things, and it's also the tastiest. But in the spirit of trying all the new things, no raspberry jam crumble bars for us today. Instead, we're gonna start with this Pixie Fetti Cake Bake Cake Shake. This has Pixie Fetti birthday cake pieces, vanilla ice cream, Pixie Fetti sprinkles, and pink whipped cream for $16. It's kind of crazy because out of everything I was going to be trying today, this is probably the thing that I was looking forward to trying the most. However, it probably looks the most disappointing. Now, the Pixie Fetti cake is kind of like their version of a funfetti cake. It's like a funfetti birthday cake. And when they said cake shake, you know what I was expecting. I was expecting something that's going to be similar to a Portillo's cake shake. And if you've never had a Portillo's cake shake before, you don't know what you're missing out on. They kind of spin their ice cream with the cake, and it's literally what it says, a cake shake. So the cake is blended up in the ice cream there, and it is a shake. This just looks like they have cake on the top and cake on the bottom of this cup, and there's just like a bunch of ice cream in the center, and then like the frosting on top. And also, I wasn't even given a straw. I was just given a spoon. So this just looks like an ice cream sundae, not a cake shake. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, guys. But I guess we'll dig in. We'll investigate if there's actually cake inside of this ice cream or if it's just on top. That's just vanilla ice cream with some frosting and some cake on top. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they just like made it incorrectly this time or if they're calling it wrong this time, but I don't know what's going on here. I'm like trying to see because they also have a Pixie Fetti sundae on the menu, but that doesn't look like this. I said the cake bake cake shake, and yeah, this is just vanilla ice cream. It's not the unicorn ice cream which is in the sundae, but this is not a cake shake. At the end of the day, this is just so plain. I mean, if you're wanting a vanilla milkshake, I guess it'll do the trick, but it literally just tastes like vanilla ice cream with the tiniest hint of like birthday cake kind of flavors. I don't know. I just expected a little bit more, especially since it says cake shake. I was expecting something similar to Portillo's with the cake actually blended in there. That would obviously be so much better. But yeah, this is just like so plain. So not for me. Since that cake shake was so underwhelming, I didn't want to end on that, and I feel like when you come to the cake bake shop, you have to try one of their slices of cake. So I decided to pick up their seasonal slice. This is their chocolate peanut butter crunch cake with 3 layers of French chocolate cake filled with ganache, Belgian dark chocolate coated crunchy pearls, and peanut butter buttercream topped with peanut butter buttercream, chocolate shavings, and chopped peanuts for $22. I feel like this cake is a peanut butter lover's dream. I could just smell the peanut butter wafting off of this plate. Now, the cakes here have been very hit or miss for me. My favorite cake on the permanent menu is the raspberry champagne cake, but I do think they made my favorite seasonal cake a permanent menu item as well. The lemon blueberry cake, I think I saw on the regular menu now, so that might be here year round too. But we'll see how this chocolate peanut butter one is. I've heard good things about their chocolate peanut butter pie. Gotta get some of that frosting. I wanna get some of the top, some of the crunchies from the top in there. The chocolate cake looks very rich. This is quite good. I think I've had some of the chocolate cakes here in the past and I haven't really loved them, but I do like this chocolate cake. The cake itself, super rich, and I like that addition of the like chocolate in the frosting as well. I think it adds like an extra richness. The peanut butter frosting is so light and fluffy that it really works well. And they have these little like chocolate crunchies in the center as well that add like a really fun texture. I think this cake is quite good, and I would probably order this one again. If you love chocolate and peanut butter, if that's like your combo there, I'd say you're probably really going to like this here. But this is a huge slice of cake. We've already had so much food. I could only eat 2 bites. Luckily, I got this box here. I'm gonna box this up and take it home. Maybe I'll share some with my mom later on. Well, that is it for us today at the Cake Bake Shop. I gotta say, that was probably one of the more enjoyable dining experiences I have had at that restaurant. Starting with the drink, That was definitely a drink that I would get again. Although very pricey, I enjoyed it a lot. The soup of the day was honestly great for a tomato soup. I really enjoyed it. And then that chicken Caesar sandwich was absolutely delicious. Although again, very pricey, I loved it. And then of course that chocolate peanut butter cake was great as well. And I am so happy I have so much to take home because I am definitely gonna be enjoying that for the rest of the week. And I know I hate on this restaurant a lot, but the new menu was actually very good. So good, in fact, that I think I might come back again very soon for that chicken Caesar sandwich. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think these new menu changes are improvements? Are you gonna come check out any of these new dishes? Let me know down below in the comments. But that is gonna do it for us here today at the Boardwalk. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you to everyone over on Patreon. I really appreciate your support. As always, if you enjoy honest Disney food reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.